Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Because I do. So today is my mid-February book haul. I don't know if I've done a book haul this month already. I think I did. And it's going to be a little bit of things I bought, things that were used. Not used that I already had, but things I bought used, get it? And also books that were sent to me. Now, if you watch my vlog, which is listed below, Peter Vlogs, a little marketing there, little PR for my channels. I have 4 channels. This one, Peter Likes Books, Peter Vlogs, Peter Monn, which is my drama beauty YouTube channel, and then Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life. So anyway, go check those out if you're interested and you kind of like me at all. If you're not and you're hate watching me, why are you hate watching a booktuber? So anyway, go follow me on Goodreads too. I'm super active on Goodreads. But anyway, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a book haul today. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. On my vlog channel, anything I get at the post office, I always show on there and talk about it and thank the person that gave me the book. So by the time it makes it to a book haul, typically I have like forgotten who gave it to me because it's been sitting over in my kitchen for a long time. So I apologize. Let's move right on. Are you ready? So the first book that I'm going to talk about today is Perfect by Ellen Hopkins. It's one of the only ones of hers that I have not read. I haven't read this. I haven't read Identical. And currently I am reading a Rumble with Julia Sapphire for a buddy read. She finished it like a month ago. She's so nice. She just said to me yesterday, she's like, hey, if you're not into it. No, I'm into it, Julia. I just don't have time to sit down and read it and the other 4 books that I'm currently reading. So anyway, I love Ellen Hopkins. She is one of my all-time favorite authors of life, not just young adult authors. I think she so authentically gets the adolescent voice and just what they're going through. If you have never read her first 3 books, Crank, Burned, and Glass, which are about methamphetamine abuse, it's based on her daughter and what she learned going through all of that. I also had the opportunity to interview her. So if you don't know, a little unknown fact about Peter Likes Books, my husband and I, we own a website, or we run a website. He runs it now. He does everything on it. But anyway, and we interview, now it's mostly electronic dance music DJs, but back then we interviewed everybody. And we interviewed Ellen Hopkins, and I will link the interview below. Go check it out. Go check out the rest of the website. If you didn't know, then now you do. So anyway, but it was really fun to interview her, and she and I kind of corresponded back and forth for a little bit, and she gave me a lot of motivation in writing my book. And she's very hands-on, and if you follow her on Facebook or anything, she is not shy of her opinions. She puts them out there into the world and doesn't really care. And I love an author that is approachable, and you see them as human beings too, you know? So anyway, I got this one because I haven't read that yet. Then the next book that I got, I guess probably should go in order, is Wonderstruck by Brian Zelznick. I'm currently reading The Invention of Henry Cabré. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. I'm currently reading it. If you have not seen these books, they are beautifully illustrated. I mean, absolutely beautifully illustrated. They're really easy reads because most of it is drawings, and then in between is like text like that. But they're just very, very cool books, and I think that he only has 2 or 3 of them out right now, so I wanted to read all of them by the time that the summer rolls around. I think he has a new one coming out, that's why I wanted to read it. Also, I'll tell you why, because do you guys follow James Trevino, the Bookstagrammer? He's like my favorite Bookstagrammer of life, okay? Go check out his Bookstagram account. It's gorgeous. He's not bad on the eyes either. But, so anyway, but he had this in the background of one of his things, and I was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to read that book forever. And so I went and I purchased it at Half Price Books. So they should probably sponsor me by now, but they never will. I wish Half Price Books would sponsor me. Anyway. Okay, the next book I got at Half Price. Okay, so here's the thing. So I went to, I think I talked about this on my vlog. We went to our friend Melissa's dog rescue brunch that she had for Valentine's Day. And you could like buy these little like gift bags for $15 and you get a gift card in it. Well, Alex bought me one. He's so nice. I love that. And I got a $50 gift card to Half Price Books. How does that happen? So I went and I bought a bunch of books. The next book that I bought is new, and it is called Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore by Matthew Sullivan. And I had not heard of this book at all. I think the cover is beautiful. I really, really like the cover. So let me read you what this is about. Lydia Smith lives her life hiding in plain sight. A clerk at the Bright Ideas Bookstore, she leads a meticulously ordered existence among her beloved books. eccentric colleagues, and the book frogs, the lost and lonely regulars who spend every day browsing the overwhelmed stacks. But when a young book frog, Joey Molina, hangs himself in one of the upper rooms of the store, Lydia's life comes unglued. Inside one of Joey's pockets is a photograph of Lydia as a little girl. And when she flips through some of his books, she finds them defaced in ways both disturbing and inexplicable. They reveal the psyche of a young man on the verge of an emotional reckoning. The more she puzzles over them, the more they seem to contain a hidden message for her about his final days. What did Joey know? And what does it have to do with Lydia? Midnight at the Bright Ideas bookstore is friendlessly clever bookstore mystery that will keep you guessing until the very last page, where the truth, in the end, may be stranger than fiction. Doesn't that sound great? Okay, so I'm going to link these books below, and I try to. Just so you know that any book that you would buy underneath this is an affiliate link from Amazon, which means I probably make like, I don't know, 3 cents or something if you purchase it from that. I have to let you know that, just so you know. Okay, so that's the next book. Now, Perfect, I didn't read you what this is about. Everyone has something, someone, somewhere else that they'd rather be. For 4 high school seniors, their goals of perfection are just as different as the paths they take to get there. Kara's parents' unrealistic expectations have already sent her twin brother, Connor, spiraling towards suicide. For her, perfect means rejecting their ideals to take a chance on a new kind of love. Kendra covets the perfect face and body no matter what surgeries and drugs she needs to get them. To score his perfect home run on the field and off, Sean will sacrifice more than he can ever win back. And Andre realizes that to follow his heart and achieve his perfect performance, he'll be living a life his ancestors would never have understood. Everyone wants to be perfect, but when perfection loses its meaning, how far will you go? A riveting and startling companion to the best-selling Impulse, Ellen Hopkins' perfect expose, the harsh truths about what it takes to grow up and grow into our own skins and our own selves. I did not know, I've read Impulse. I didn't know that this was like the second one to Impulse. Oh my Lord, okay. Who knew? So that's the next one. I might have to do a little reread of Impulse because I don't remember it. So there's those two. And then Wonderstruck, I did not read to you what this is about. Playing with the form he created in his trailblazing debut novel, The Invention of Hugo Cabret, Brian Selznick once again sails into uncharted territory and takes readers on an awe-inspiring journey. Ben and Rose secretly wish their lives were different. Ben longs for the father he has never known. Rose dreams of a mysterious actress whose life she chronicles in a scrapbook. When Ben discovers a puzzling clue in his mother's room and Rose reads an enticing headline in the newspaper, both children set out alone on desperate quests to find what they are missing. Set 50 years apart, these two independent stories, Ben's told in words, Rose's in pictures, weave back and forth with mesmerizing symmetry. How they unfold and ultimately intertwine will surprise you, challenge you, and leave you breathless with wonder. Rich, complex, affecting, and beautiful with over 460 pages of original artwork, Wonderstruck is a stunning achievement from a uniquely gifted artist and visionary. What does he look like, I wonder? Oh, his picture's not in here. But anyway, okay. The next one I am so excited about. I haven't heard anything about this. Now, if na 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 na, there's your hint. Do you get it? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Who was singing it along with me? Do y'all know what that is? It's the theme song to Little House on the Prairie. Okay, so I found this book at Half Price Books. Connor O'Brien just said in a tweet that he hates when they put, price tags on books. I do too. The Half Price book ones are usually really hard to get off, but I got that one. Okay, Laura Ingalls is Ruining My Life by Shelley Tugas. Okay, I was so excited when I found this book. It just came out in 2017 and I haven't heard anything about it. Listen to how fantastic this is. Charlotte's mom has just moved the family. This is so good, okay? Charlotte's mom has just moved the family across the country to live in Walnut Grove, childhood home of pioneer author Laura Ingalls Wilder. Mom's idea is that the spirit of Laura Ingalls will help her write a best-selling book. This is so something I would do, by the way. But Charlotte knows better. Walnut Grove is just another town where mom can avoid responsibility. And this place is worse than everywhere else the family has lived. It's freezing in the winter, it's small with nothing to do, and the people talk about Laura Ingalls all the time. Not to mention that something is coming between Charlotte and her twin brother, Freddie. But Charlotte can't figure it out. Charlotte's convinced her family will not be able to make a life on the prairie until the spirit of Laura Ingalls starts getting to her too. Okay, and I opened it like right away, and what was so funny was, like the first part of it, which is called Little Basement on the Prairie, she says, this is the first line, okay? And as an author, like when you can really like bring the person in right on the first line, it's fantastic. The highway stretched as far as you could see, but mom insisted on stopping at the Prairie Diner. It didn't matter that the diner looked like an abandoned shed, that only 4 cars sat in the parking lot, that a vent belched smoke from a deep fryer. It didn't matter because a few miles back a billboard proclaimed, "At the Prairie Diner, kids eat free on Wednesdays." It was Wednesday. There were 3 kids in the car. No calculator required. I love this. I'm so excited about it. So I hope it's fantastic, and I hope it holds true to what I want it to be. So, yeah. All right, the next book is, somebody sent this to me. I have not read it. I don't know. I can't remember who sent it to me, but thank you so much. And that is Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. It's on the bestseller list. What is the nature of space and time? How do we fit within the universe? How does the universe fit within us? There's no better guide through these mind-expanding questions than acclaimed astrophysicist and best-selling author Neil deGrasse Tyson. But today, few of us have time to contemplate the cosmos. So Tyson brings the universe down to earth succinctly and clearly with sparkling wit and tasty chapters consumable anytime and anywhere in your busy day. I got about 3 pages into this, and needless to say, I don't have my glasses on and I can't do math. I was very confused. So Neil, you're gonna need to even bring it down a level for me, okay? I almost didn't pass geometry in high school. But I will be giving this book a little attention here and there. Okay. Then the next book that I got is actually a book that I'm doing a buddy reads with Damian Terraquez. We set the goal of having this done by the middle of March. I may be audio booking this one. Can we just say this book is like 500 pages? Okay. Here it is. And the book is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, the #1 bestseller. And a lot of people, when I talked about this book, said, you really should try his young adult books because you'll really like them. And this is not one, but it looks great. Hidden in the heart of the old city of Barcelona is the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, a labyrinth library of obscure and forgotten titles. Have I already done this, buddy? Have I already done this book haul? I don't know. I don't think so. To this library, a man brings his 10-year-old son, Daniel, one cold morning in 1945. I'm not a lover of epic pieces, by the way. Daniel is allowed to choose one book, and from the dusty shelves pulls The Shadow of the Wind by Julian Carax. But as Daniel grows up, several people seem inordinately interested in his find. What begins as a case of literary curiosity turns into a race to find out the truth behind the life and death of Julian Carax and to save those he left behind. Sounds pretty good. I'm really excited about that. So, The Shadow of the Wind. Carlos Ruiz Zafón was born in Barcelona in 1964 and is the award-winning author of 5 books. His novels have been translated into more than 30 languages and published in over 40 countries. That means he's pretty famous. Okay, so let's get on to the next book. Now, if you watch my vlog, okay, I talk about my obsession with serial killers, mass murders, all that kind of stuff. Like, I have this kind of weird fixation. I've always, like, read true crime novels. I watch that stuff constantly. I love listening. People ask me this all the time. I love listening to that podcast, My Favorite Killer. I think that's what it's called. Those 2 girls. Oh, my God, they're hilarious, aren't they? But anyway, so I, like, just love anything serial killer. Well, the other night, I was talking about H.H. Holmes, who lived in Chicago and had, what was it called? The Murder Castle, I think is what it's called, a Castle of Horrors. So anyway, and I think this is also, I'm gonna read this at the same time that I read The Devil in the White City, because I think it's about the same thing. Is this the serial killer that it talks about in that book? So somebody sent me this. Oh, who was it? I think they I left the note in here. Thank you so much. Jackie, she sent me this book. Thank you so much, Jackie, and I showed this on my vlog. But she sent me Depraved, the definitive true story of H.H. Holmes, whose grotesque crimes shattered turn-of-the-century Chicago. And, oh my God, this sounds so good, doesn't it? All right. The hideous bloodlust of Dr. H.H. Holmes is notorious, but only Harold Schechter's Depraved tells the complete story of the killer whose evil acts of torture and murder flourished within miles of the Chicago World's Fair. This true crime classic chronicles the methods and madness of a monster who slipped easily into a bright, affluent Midwestern suburb where no one suspected the dapper, charming Holmes, who alternately posed as doctor, druggist, and inventor to snare his prey, was the architect of a labyrinth, castle of horrors. Holmes admitted to 27 murders by the time his madhouse of trapdoors, asphyxiation devices, body chutes, and acid vats were exposed. The seminal profile of a homegrown madman in the era of Jack the Ripper, Depraved is also a mesmerizing tale of true detection long before the age of technological wizardry. Now, true story, when I talked about this on my vlog, all these people said that there's some kind of inconclusive evidence that he may have also been Jack the Ripper. True story. Okay. I now have 2 piles, so I don't know how hopeless. Now, if you also watch my vlog and you watch my Peterisms channel, I am currently doing The Magic by Rhonda Burns. It's a book about gratitude. And so I have never read her book, Hero. And I picked this up when I was at the bookstore, and I read a lot of her other books, like The Secret. They're kind of, I mean, the magic is fantastic, but her other books, like The Power and The Secret and stuff, are kind of like dumbed down interpretations of ideas that are already out there. But that's okay, I like that. There is something special about you. There is something you were born to be and do that not one of the other 7 billion of us was. There is a life you are meant to live. There is a journey you are meant to take. This book is about that journey. 12 of the most successful people living in the world today share their seemingly impossible stories and reveal that you were born with everything you need to live your greatest dream, and that by doing so, you will fulfill your mission and literally change the world. Once there was a hero. And in case you didn't know, that hero is me. Not you, me. I mean, maybe you too, but anyway, okay. So then the next book I was sent, and I do not remember who sent this to me. Oh, I think it might have been no, I think somebody sent it to me. And that is Everybody by A.S. King. And I actually, couldn't remember who A.S. King was. And then I got on Goodreads, or not Goodreads, I got on Google, and I was looking her up, and I was like, how do I know this person? Like, this book came out in 2011. I was like, how do I know this person? And she wrote, now I can't remember what the other book was, but she has a book that just recently came out. Somebody can leave it in the comment section below. But anyway, A.S. King, Lucky Linderman has been the target of Nader. This looks really good to me. It looks like something I would love. Lucky Linderman has been the, did I leave in here who sent it to me? No. Lucky Linderman has been the target of Nader McMillan's relentless bullying for as long as he can remember, but he has a secret, one that helps him wade through the mundane torture of his life. In his dreams, Lucky escapes to the war-ridden jungles of Laos, where his grandfather, who never came home from the Vietnam War, is still trapped. There, Lucky can be a real man and maybe even a hero. But how long can he keep hiding in his dreams before reality? Oh, it was called Reality Boy. That's what her newest book was called. Prince, there, Lucky can be a real man and maybe even a hero. But how long can he keep hiding in his dreams before reality forces its way inside? Prince Honor recipient A.S. King's boldly original writing shines in this powerful novel about learning to cope with the shrapnel life throws at you and taking a stand against it. Very excited. And then the last book, somebody had recommended this to me, and I was at Half Price Books, and it was on sale for like $4.99, and I thought, well, what the hell, I'll get it anyway. And that is Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls by Lynn Weingarten. They say Delia burned herself to death in her stepfather's shed. They say it was suicide. But June doesn't believe it. June and Delia used to be best friends in that way that comes before everyone else. It was like being in love, except more. They had an infinite number of secrets tying them together like thin silk cords. But one night a year ago, everything changed. June, Delia, and June's boyfriend Ryan were just having a little fun. Their good time got out of hand, and in the cold blue light of morning, June knew only this: things would never be the same again. Now, Delia is dead. And June owes it to her to find out the truth, which is far more complicated than she ever could have imagined. Sounds a little bit like, Pretty Little Liars, doesn't it? I think it does. I like the cover, though, a lot with the matches. Kind of a tragic story, though. There's Lynn Weingarten, in case you want to know what she looks like. Love your hair, Lynn. So anyway, those are my books for February. I just got my 2 credits today on Audible. And I think I'm going to buy... I may buy, I'll have to see how long it is. I may buy Shadow of the Wind, and then I want to buy Crazy Rich Asians, because have you guys heard that book is supposed to be fantastic? I've heard it's so good, and now he has a second one out, so I want to read those books. So anyway, here's my book haul for February. Thumbnail. Anyway, let me know what you think about those books if you've read any of them. Let me tell me about new books that are coming out that you think I should read. I cannot wait. Did you guys hear? Puddin' by Julie Murphy, which is the sequel to Dumplin', is coming out in May. Oh, a million thanks. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.